but you're talking about the metamorphosis that you experienced over the last, while going down to Towns. Well, you don't have to share the details.
Yeah.
But
just in relation to hearing so much of this controlling behavior and the way that it's been affecting people a lot, and the idea that somebody else is controlling the situation or the life or whatever it is, and needing to clear out from those people or those experiences, has been such a really powerful metaphor for this time, especially, such a family of the year, but with the solstice happening on a larger scale, on a global and even cosmic level, that has been permeating through me in a way of seeing the things inside of myself that I'm in control of, the things that I'm not in control of, and what are the things that occur in my life when I try and be controlling of something that's beyond my control or responsibility, and the way that the sort of the karmic experience plays out, and seeing that in others as well has been a real intense period of observation for me in this last month. Huge. And just giving like my full heart and my full support, especially to those that have chosen to step out of what they're calling, controlling relationships, or this dynamic that they have with somebody else that's suppressing them, controlling them, being aggressive, abusive, or manipulative, or whatever it may be, and observing the situation and being open to hearing their experience and seeing with my opinionated and judgmental eyes, as there is sort of no way of escaping my own human judgment of what's right or wrong, but being able to see things with the lens of like, what's the other facets of the story, what's the other sides of it, and what does it look like from this point or this point or this point or this point, and getting those views as a way to see a story, how it may relate to me when I've been in that position, when I've been in this position or a different position, and the way that it affects me when I'm in certain dynamics, and when I'm this person or this person, and it has really given great reflections, the deep innermost reflections of the things that I feel that are controlling in my life, and the limiting factors is a huge thing. One of the things, that we talk about in permaculture, what's the limiting factor of a system. And sometimes there's relationships that the dynamic with somebody else may feel like it's limiting, whether it's their beliefs, their words, their actions, or their behaviors, and the reasons for me allowing those things to continue in my life, and what it is for me to learn and experience. So yeah, man, it's so yeah. Thanks for asking.
I love it. Yeah, thanks for sharing
about this month, man. It's been amazing. It's been amazing to just continue to release as well, and just even having moments of like being on the earth and just like having feelings coming up of either something over me or something within me. Whether it's something over me and I'm like, why do I feel this is controlling me, or why do I feel this is affecting me in such a way, and how can I, sort of energetically just like, throw it like judo throw, like onto the ground, bam, and then maybe just like get out a coconut and just like be shedding that shit.
Oh, yeah, that, man.
Yeah. Or when it's in me to be like, what is that? Like, what's that thing in me that's trying to act in a way of extending my reach or my authority, in a sense, into a space that maybe it's pulled, because that's what I've identified in myself is that often when there's a space without control, it's my natural tendency as I'm told by others, as a leader, we naturally fill those spaces. We naturally take the lead, or we take control of situations. So it's been really interesting observing the way that I've naturally, from a young age, I guess, taken responsibility for things. And when there's space, or when there's someone in my life that looks to me for answers and says, hey, what do you do, or what do you think, or how would you do this, or how would you do that, then there's this part of me that starts to creep out and go, oh, well, you know, if you're asking me, well, then that must give me some sort of whatever sense of responsibility. And then the resulting effects of that in the relationship, and the way that dynamic may play out.
Yeah, nice, man. Thanks for sharing, bro. That's awesome. Hey, Christina. Yeah, super deep, man. Christina, this is Jay. Jay, Christina. Can you hear us okay? Yeah. Cool. All right, cool. Well, I just wanted to introduce you guys. Jay is dear close brother of mine. Oh, awesome. There we go. Nice. We can hear you too. That sounds really good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Jay is living permaculture legend in Far North Queensland. He's got a lot of tremendous experience, first and foremost, and also practice in regenerating landscapes and homes and houses and schools and estates, designing different edible kind of utopias across the world. So the film that Sovereign also features in, that Thomas and I created, called The Regeneration, Jay also features in, and primarily with Organic Motion, who is the business and organization that Jay works with, and also with Earth Care Collective, which is a non-for-profit that Jay is the committee member of. And so they do a lot of work with their hands in a practical sense in the earth. And they also do a lot of work in social settings, so with people, so working with people, and also with themselves, because like that's the biggest journey of all, you know, doing the deeper inner work. And they're each of them, every team member is diligently really working on themselves daily, in their relationships with their families and their friends. And I can share that because I've experienced that with them in our relating and our relationship over the last probably maybe like 7 years now. Jay and I met in Indonesia, in Sulawesi, for the solar eclipse gathering that was happening on the island just north of Bali, where you are. And it's at a place called Palu. And we met there when we were couch surfing. Actually, we met at a local's house. We were both couch surfing, and our guest was so welcoming, let us in, stay in his house. He was a local small business owner. He owned a little cafe there, and we went up and had a great time. And I too was really fascinated by permaculture because I'd never heard of it. I didn't know anything about it. And Jay was like the perfect man. He was like a brother. Instantly took care of me, took me under his wing, and he really just allowed me to be curious into what permaculture is. And he ignited, he like set off this fire, this passionate curiosity to want to know more about how I can be more integrated into the landscape and the plants and the garden, essentially. And that's kind of been his life work since I've known him, although his life work is much greater than that, because he's still really young and he's got a long life ahead of him in this space, particularly as we move forward in the world where it's really relevant for this to be taking place in this time, and that this kind of work is actually a priority and top value in a lot of people's lives. They really hold it closely, and that's the primary focus of this film that we've been working on over the last couple of years, which we've seen and we've utilized in something that I feel that is really in alignment with the podcast that Christina, you're creating, this art of navigating life. Because in the field that Jay also works in, it's about working, it's pro-life and it's for life, and it's working with life all around us, our own lives and the life that surrounds us, and seen as energy and giving energy back. So it's like this idea of living of service, and both of you are both doing that in the work that you're doing. And I just feel so grateful to introduce both of you. And yeah, that's a little small spiel of Jay. So I'm really excited for Christina. I believe you've got some questions prepared. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. The movie, The Regeneration, is it out already, or when is it being launched?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. The Regeneration we're actually releasing it in 2021. There's been a lot going on this year, and we feel with the Christmas period, a lot of people are kind of going back to these lives, which are, you know, family time for gathering with loved ones, a time of gift giving and acknowledgement of ceremony and togetherness and ritual, and, you know, celebration ultimately for life and for this rebirth period, and acknowledging as well the eclipse that we've just seen go by, which feels like a whirlwind. We're now deciding that it's going to have, you know, a really nice impact in the new year. And so with that, what we're doing is we're offering it for free for anyone that would like to watch it online, a free screening. We're also going to be doing a tour around Australia with the film, screening at festivals and different locations, which Jay will also be a part of. And we're going to offer a free screening for an online and with a conscious community conversation afterwards to discuss a little bit of the themes of the film, but primarily because we were really intentionally creating a movement that goes beyond a film, that is not just about watching you know, a show of a story on a screen, but it becomes an activation where people really feel drawn to and called to partake in this collective global movement that we're shifting through, where people want to, you know, pick up rubbish off the beach or join an organization that are really activating these tree planting retreat spaces, or you know, planting coral on the Great Barrier Reef again. And so there's all of these positive implications that can happen when we come together for a vision that is beyond just the I and the self, and for the greater life of all. And Jay's just a wonderful man who's on that mission, and he'll be in that film. And what I'll do is I'll send you the link on how people and how anyone can how you can sign up to watch the film for free.
Wow, that's incredible. So how do you want it to be today, the interview?